Hey guys, welcome to Vlogging with Sandra Scott. How have you guys been? Hope you are enjoying these first couple days in the new year. Just want to say hello, and today's topic will be about leaving your 9 to 5 to become a full-time entrepreneur. So, in this video, I just kind of want to share with you guys and kind of discuss my experience so far, since I'm very new to this. Um, so, many of you don't know, but on December the 3rd of last year was my last day working with DCFS. And I kind of actually share my story too. So, I been working with DCFS for about, I think, 3 years probably or whatever. I started in SNAP, and then I ended up transferring to AMEET to work with child welfare when we purchased our home here. And it was kind of an awesome, it was great that I'm truly blessed that I was able to get a job and work with the state for the time that I did. I didn't like the job itself because, of course, the only great thing about working with the state is the benefits of having holidays and weekends off, and your health care insurance or whatever. So, as far as that, the job is stressful in itself. Can't tell you that anything about the job is not stressful. Whether you're in SNAP, whether you're in child welfare, whatever it is, the job is stressful. And they don't pay you enough to do what you have to do with DCFS. That's period, point blank. Of course, the child welfare, they require you to have a degree. You don't have to have a degree in social work to work with them. I know they're always hiring, so if you're looking for a job, the state is always hiring. Do what you need to do. If you need to take the, what's the test in there? The civil service test. If you need to go take that, take that. You can start off in SNAP and food stamps or whatever, and then after a year of working with them, then you can transfer to another department. But the state is always hiring. They're always going to be hiring because they don't pay enough. Simply point blank that. They don't pay enough. So I started my first business in, I don't remember what year it was, but I know I was a flight attendant, so it was around 2016, somewhere around there. I started doing lashes. That was my first business. My husband helped me start. I came to him because every business idea that I would come to him with, he would always tell me, yay, nay, go back to the drawing board. So when I presented to him that I wanted to be a lash tech, because of how much I paid to get my lashes done and how much the girl charged me, and then, how much of an investment it was, I came to him and I said, hey, babe, I want to learn how to do lashes. The girl has a class. She's training people. The class is $1,500. All I have to do is pay for the class and pay for my supplies that I need to get started. And he was like, okay, great. That's feasible. We can afford that. Go for it. So I did. So within the first 6 months, I had already made back whatever I invested in my lash class and getting all of my supplies and stuff like that. I had already made that money back. So that was that. So I started doing lashes. I'm doing lashes. I'm loving it. But I left the flight attendant job, started working with DCFS, still was doing lashes, still building my clientele up. At the time, I was the only person in Bogalusa doing lashes. So the demand was there. I was, of course, overwhelmed because I had clients because my name was, basically getting out there. Sandra does lashes. This is her prices. She's affordable, so on and so forth. That was great for me. That was great for business. So it ultimately worked. I worked around people's schedules because I understood that, when you're wanting services done, sometimes you can't come during the daytime when you're at work. to get services done. So you want to have someone that offers evening appointments and late appointments and weekend appointments and so therefore. So I was able to accommodate people in that way. So that was great. Business flowed, business kept going. It was great, it was wonderful. But of course the job with DCFS was demanding as well, especially when I transferred to child welfare and we moved here. It was very stressful. It was especially during the time of after I lost Justin. I think I was off probably about 3 months, and I needed more time to go through everything that I was going through with dealing with the loss of Justin, with my children. Even today, Seven still not, I feel like she still has a lot that she's dealing with, and has checked out in a lot of things as far as school. She's not just the same person because, it affected her a lot. So this job was taking a lot away from me as being a mom, being a business person, and there were so many other things that I wanted to do, but I was limited to what I could do because I have to be at this job because I basically had exhausted all of my leave, and you got to work more to build your leave up. So I was limited on the days that I could take off, and they didn't understand, hey, when I'm not feeling well, not necessarily not feeling well, but you have your days when you're grieving, that you just don't want to do anything in life. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to move. You have breakdowns and all of that. They didn't understand that. So, and it's hard to explain to them and ask them for time off because they're like, well, this is your job. You need to be here. So it just got to a point where it was just like you're picking and choosing, and basically your health, your mental state, all of that is basically being jeopardized because of a job. And so the decision had already been made when I started the trucking business in October that my plan was by the end of the year was to leave DCFS. So the trucking business, I basically started that. I was doing the dispatching for myself, basically getting the business set up and all. I initially had someone that was working with me to help me set up, but I guess they feel they fulfilled whatever part of their contract, but kind of left off a lot of things that needed to be done. I'm thankful for the people that I have to call on that can direct me and guide me whenever I need something or I have a question about something with the trucking business. However, starting that trucking business has become very demanding. And on top of that, I have Lashes Deluxe and I have the Yellow Closet. So I'm still wanting to continue to maintain those businesses, and definitely do some great things with Yellow Closet this year. Put more time into my inventory, into organizing, into getting a warehouse, into expanding the Yellow Closet beyond Hammond, Louisiana, beyond Louisiana itself. That's my plans, my goals. But in all, the trucking business is also starting to, in this year, going to be doing a lot of new things with that, expanding it as well, adding more trucks onto the business. So all in all, you can't work a 9 to 5 when you have all of these things going on, and simply you have to understand that it's your vision. That job that you go to every day is not going to understand your vision. I was literally at work working on orders. I was literally going to work drained, coming home from work, and this was even before Justin passed away. Coming home from work after working 8 to 4:30, and I have clients waiting on me at 5 o'clock to do their lashes or whatever. And having to turn down lash appointments because I didn't have the time to accommodate that person because they needed an 11 o'clock appointment, and I had to turn down and say, no, I can't get you this day, and basically send them to someone else. So it was definitely a hard decision, but really not hard, because honestly, I'll tell you, when I left there, I told my supervisor, I'm happy about this. This is one of the best things that I could do for myself. Like, I'm happy about this. Like, please don't get this. I'm happy that I'm no longer with DCFS. That's that. And that has given me the opportunity to focus on myself, healing within, going through my grieving process even more, when taking time for myself to deal with what I have going on. I don't talk about a lot of the things that I have going on in the back end of my life because that's not for everyone to know about. But just taking time to be able to deal with all of that on top of dealing with business in itself is a lot. So there is it's basically impossible for you to work a 9 to 5 job once your business start to grow. It's basically impossible. And I look at it this way: why do you want to put something into someone else's dreams and goals versus putting it into your own dreams and goals? You can't give your all to something if you're not truly all there. That's basically how I looked at it. So leaving in my 9 to 5 was ultimately, for some people, I can't. I mean, I know that everyone can't do that. They can't say, well, I'm going to leave my 9 to 5 because they don't know what, you still have bills coming, you have things that you have to pay and this and this and that. And I still have that as well. And, I can tell you, I know that everything is going to be there and I'm going to have this and I'm going to have that. But I still work to make sure that I can take care of what needs to be taken care of. Maintaining my home, maintaining, the bills in the household, maintaining, my children's responsibilities and their expenses and things like that. So I understand everyone can't make that decision to leave their 9 to 5, but if you are able to, and you truly have a dream, you truly know that what you are doing, your business is it, is what you want to do, and it's going to be, in order for you to truly give that your all, you're going to have to one day say, I can't do this anymore. I have to choose me over this. And choosing you means that you're choosing your business, choosing whatever it is that you are working on, growing and building. You have to choose that over this here, and ultimately know that in the end, that is going to be something so great in the end that it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth all of it. And I can't tell you that you're not going to go through a rough time. I can't tell you that you're not going to go through a rough patch, because you are. There are going to be times that you're not going to know but let me tell you one thing about this. I know that when I wake up in the morning, I don't have a stress in the world on me, because the one thing that was truly stressing me was knowing that if I need to jump on a plane, that was stressing me out, that I know that I couldn't do that because working at DCFS, if I don't have the time in, and then you got to wait on somebody to approve your time. On top of that, like, they could know that you have time, but they'll come and tell you something like, oh, well, we can't give you that day off because they got court that day and we might need you, or whatever. I don't need anyone telling me that anymore in my life of what I can do and can't do. That is like, it's just that sometimes you realize that other people can stop you from truly reaching your full potential, and you don't want to allow that in this day, in this time, in this world, in this year, 2021. Do not let anyone stop you from reaching and working towards your goals. 2021, my goals is to make sure that Scott's Transportation and Logistics is running completely and growing. That Yellow Closet is doing numbers better than what we did in 2020. So I started, and I don't really like to throw numbers out here, and I'll tell you why. I had someone who came to me and said, you shouldn't post your numbers on social media or what your business is doing, because people look at that and they feel like you bragging, and they feel like they might look at that and be, have this and that to say about whatever it is. That same person went back in, it was them that was really had the problem. But that's neither here nor there. So I'll just kind of give. I started my website in March 2009. I'm sorry, March 2020, the end of March 2020, and so from March 2020 to December 2020, and just that those months there from my website. So again, my business started in August 2019. So none of that I was keeping up with. Basically, I wasn't tracking it. And I could hear Justin saying, Sandra, you got to do better, because your records, you got to keep better records or whatever. You got to find a better way to keep better, because he would always be on me about that with my last business. Like, you don't keep records. Is it that you don't want people to know how much you're making or whatever? Or you don't want me to know how much you're making or whatever? But truly, it was just that I didn't have that management skill to be able to manage. But truly now I'm learning that you have to have, dealing with, businesses and the IRS and taxes and all that, you got to keep record of that. If you truly want to be a legit business, you got to be keeping records of all this, because when it comes time, like they're talking about all these SBA loans and things like that, when it comes time to apply for these things, the IRS is going to want to see records of you running your business. So from your business account, your deposits that you're making, so on and so, the expenses that you're paying out, they want to see all that. So if you go and buy something for you, like when I went and got my truck for my business or whatever like that, I had them to put on the cashier's check, Scott's Transportation and Logistics or whatever. That's what this is for. So that whenever I go pull and go to my accountant and have them to do my taxes, that is there. So in running a business and becoming a full-time entrepreneur, those are things that you have to, because nobody else is going to manage your business better than you are. Eventually, starting out, you're going to have to do that yourself. But then as your business grows, you'll have people that you can pay and to put into place to take care of that. But starting out, how can you say you're running a business if you don't even know anything that's happening in your business? Like with the trucking thing, I want to know every single thing. If I could be a truck driver, if I could get my CDLs, I will. Because I want to know everything from driving the truck to running the trucking business to, dispatching my loads to, all the things that's required to run my truck and to run the trucking business, everything that's required with having an operating authority. I want to know all of that, because when I get ready to say I'm going to hire somebody and put somebody in place, I want to be able to tell them, that. I'm sure that's how the owner of Amazon started out. When he started out his one space office, he had the business in his head. He knew everything about it, so now he can designate people to do these things for him because his business has grown. Ultimately, that's the mindset. When I look at things, I look at it in that light. Like, I want to know everything about it, because whenever I get ready to put people in these places, I want to be able to know and tell them. They'll never be able to say, well, you don't know anything. You just basically was put in this job. No, I wasn't. I started this from the ground up. And as a full-time entrepreneur, that's how you have to think when it comes to running a business, becoming a full-time entrepreneur. You have to think that I want to know every aspect of it. I don't need to be had. So it bothers me when people get on here and say, can somebody show me how to get an LLC? Baby, the internet is there. Why somebody got to show you how to do that? Can somebody show me how to set up a business? Why somebody else got to show you how to set up a business? It's your business. You do the research and learn what it is that you need to learn to set up that business. Don't depend on anybody else, because then what you're gonna do? You're not even gonna be making no money, so you're gonna be paying somebody to do every single thing. You're gonna be in debt already. That business gonna be under. You're gonna be in a negative. You're gonna stay in a negative. You gotta keep paying somebody else to do the things that you can do yourself. It just simply takes you reading, learning, knowing what it is and what it takes to run that business, So I'll just go back, leaving my job. Yeah, you may stress about money. You may stress about how I'm gonna pay this and how I'm gonna pay that or whatever like that. But as long as I've been on it or whatever, and it's a way has always been made. I have people contact me every single day. Can I get an appointment or whatever? If they don't show up, they show up. If they do, they do. If they tell a friend and a friend comes and, this and this and that. I know my last business, I can make a couple $100s a week or whatever. That take care of my light bill or my water bill or whatever. I don't have to worry about those things getting disconnected. My mortgage is taken care of. I have to worry about car note and insurance and things like that or whatever like that. I know that I can sell a few pieces, put out some new inventory, and that's the part of business. Yes, my business depends on those who support me. So that's why I continually work to give back, to try and show my gratitude for everyone that continues to support me, because if I don't have you guys, then I can't successfully run a business that is taking care of those things. And I never look at anybody, and I never try to boast and brag about what I have and this and this and that, because at the end of the day, I know simply that can be gone today or tomorrow. I done been there. I ain't never ever gonna say I ain't going back there. I don't know where I may be. My business may be under or whatever, but I'm not speaking that, because I speak blessings upon my life and my family's life. So I don't speak that my business will be successful. I see success every single day that I wake up. That's in my vision. Like, that's all I see. Like, I don't look to the left, I don't look to the right. I see success in everything that I do and everything that I set for. So when somebody else comes up and is doing, I don't care what someone else is doing, because I'm doing what I'm doing, and that's that. So simply put, if you are thinking about making the decision to leave your 9-to-5 job to pursue, now everybody ain't for this. If you went and got a degree to teach, or if you went and got a degree to be an attorney, or if you went and got, a degree to be a nurse or whatever, that's your career. I'm not saying go and leave your 9-to-5, because you obviously are making, they have nurses that's making $100,000 a year, especially right now with COVID going on. I mean, nurses are killing it or whatever. Anybody in the medical field should be killing it right now, because your job, you are needed. Teachers are needed. So of course I wouldn't tell you to go leave your 9-to-5, because that's that. But if you saw that, my business is successful, and this is something, and this is my passion. Let me say that. I'm sorry. Let me go. This is my passion. I'm not doing this because I saw somebody else doing it and, they say they making this much money, so I want to go do it. This is my passion. Like, I live and breathe this. Like, truly. Yes, you'll get burned out if it's your passion. Yes, there are days will come that you'll not want to feel like doing it. But all in all, you still live and breathe it and think about it constantly. So that's your passion. If this is something you're doing and there are days and you just say, I'm going to post a few outfits this week because, I just ain't posting nothing in a while. Or I ain't posting nothing in 3 months, so I'm going to go ahead and post something. That's not your passion. That's not your passion. You're doing it just because it's just something. And so, of course, it's not going to be something that's going to work out. It's not. It's just not. It will not work out because it's not your passion. You're not in it. All in all, find whatever it is that you are passionate about. If going to teach those children at that school every single day is your passion, then that's what you do, and you put your whole heart into it. If cutting grass, if when you come out to somebody's house, because you do landscaping work, and you can see a whole outline of how beautiful you can make their yard, then that's your passion. See, me, when this is why I know clothing and fashion is my passion, because before I look at anything, before I even put an outfit together, I already know what shoes and what purse I'm gonna put with it or whatever, because that's the first thing that I pick out. And then from there I create a look. From there I create an outfit. That's passion. When I'm looking on my phone and I'm scrolling through Instagram and all of that, I'm not looking at, all the other videos and stuff like that. I'm looking at, what did she put with that dress? What kind of shoes she got on with that? What kind of purse? How those colors go together? That's because that's truly my passion. That's what I love to do. I mean, I'm looking at, how can I recreate this outfit in some kind of way? That's because that's my passion. That's truly what, since I was a little girl, that's all I knew is shopping and clothes, and and I have it honest. I mean, so I don't get mad at my children when they say they're gonna spend their money on clothes, because they have it honest, because that's what they see their mom or whatever like that. I have clothes because I truly look at things and I'm like, I'm gonna buy this right now, because in 6 months if I go somewhere, this and this, and I can find something to go with that and have an outfit to put together. Because truly, this is my passion. This is what I love to do. I truly love to do this. I truly love putting people's looks together and clothes, and making someone feel good, because I truly feel that an outfit can make your whole, can change your whole, just view and just your whole mindset when you put something on and it goes together and makes you feel good. New clothes make me feel good. Going shopping makes me feel good. That's my retail therapy, is what I love to do. It's my passion. So that's why I was able to say it wasn't even a question. I could leave my 9 to 5 and I'm going to do this full time. And on top of that, I'm going to use this trucking business also as another means to grow something, because ultimately I want my stepson to have something to fall back on whenever he, decides that, okay, I'm ready to make a decision to do something, or whatever, then he'll have this. And I can show my friends, hey, I know the trucking industry is ultimately continually growing, so it'll always be there. And having that under me is ultimately is not going to just be something for me. It's going to be something for my children. I have a son, so he sees his mom running this, then he can come when he gets old enough and take over that. So that's my mindset, and that's my thoughts on becoming a full-time entrepreneur and my experience with it. It's only been a month now, and I'll say, and since that day, I've had some encounters and some things, and like I told you about my plumbing situation or whatever. But ultimately, everything that I've been concerned about is worked itself out. So I don't concern myself with things anymore. I don't let that bother me or worry me, because I know it's already worked out. Ultimately, at the end of the day, if it's not something that's going to take me away from here, then I can't be concerned about it. That's the only thing that I can say will worry me in this life at this point in my life, because I've experienced the worst of the worst. I mean, I lost my husband. As growing up as a child, I've been there. As an adult, I've struggled, went through struggles. I've experienced, all of that. So what more? And I'm not gonna, maybe not let me say that, but I've experienced enough to know that in the end, I can get through whatever it is that's to come. So I'm not gonna worry that leaving my 9 to 5 is gonna result in me failing or falling or becoming unsuccessful. The only thing that I know that is gonna happen is that I'm gonna put my all into it and continue to become a better person and grow what it is that I've built. And that's that. So I say this to you all. I hope it comes from a good place to each of you. This is from my heart, a heart-to-heart with you guys. Yes, it's not easy if you're making that decision, if you're in between making that decision, if you're trying to decide. But just whenever you make that decision, just know with your whole heart that you're doing something that you truly want to do. And I promise you it's going to work out. Hope you guys have a great one. Hope you guys enjoy this video. And see you next time.